Hi guys, Ray here, City Fan TV. City Fan TV, what an awful performance. Awful. Akash, I think Pep would just split how bad we are without a striker. Aaron, no. Look, we had enough chances to score. We had enough chances to win that game in the first 50 minutes. We had enough chances, man. You know, you can't go around missing chances and then expect to keep winning games. Hi, Faris. I'll tell you what, Aaron. I don't need your negativity. Take your 5 minutes. Wasn't a foregone conclusion. We had so many chances and we didn't take them. That allowed Spurs to get back in the game, and then we just had nothing to offer. Okay, we had a good enough team out there, but there's a fair bit on Pep, and I'll throw it at Pep again. I said before the game, obviously Mendy and Ake are weak spots. I said after the Community Shield, Mendy and Ake. Okay. And Mendy isn't good enough. I said Zinchenko isn't good enough. We watched him today when he come on, just launching balls into the box from near the halfway line. That's an absolute waste of time. Lloris has got ages just to watch it come over. It has to be an unbelievable pass, and Zinchenko can't do unbelievable passes. So it's on Pep. That's on Pep. There's no question about that. The fact that Pep has not done anything about that left-back spot for so many seasons. He's not done anything about left-back. And at the start of the season, with Mendy starting the game at left-back, he's not good enough. I said it honestly, this is no exaggeration. I said it millions of times. Ben Mendy ain't good enough. Okay? He was having a decent game going forward, but going backwards, he is horrendous. Okay? And he shouldn't be anywhere near City anymore. Zinchenko isn't good enough as a first choice. We need a proper left back. Where did we get nobbled? Left back. Ben Mendy, time and time again. Ake, sorry, I take back what I said last season. Give the guy a chance. He ain't good enough. You do not let the guy Son come on the inside, and whatever happens behind you, you do your job. Whatever you say, well, Diaz made a mistake and Edison made a mistake. It's up to Ake to push the guy down the line. Don't let him have an opportunity like that. I'll go through some of your comments. MCFC 99 says, I can take losing, but that was disgusting. Totally agree. Some of them players don't give a whatever. 4-1 to leave. Let him go. That was so poor. Torres, Mendy, Ake. I don't think Torres was awful. He had nowt. He had very little to work with, Andy. But when he had his proper good chance, he didn't do it. He didn't know what to do. Yeah, Aguero, probably you've seen Aguero time and time again. You've got that, you open your foot and you put it in the far corner. He's done that, I'm sure, against Hugo Lloris. You open your foot, put it in the far corner. He didn't do it. Mahrez, Cancelo, Torres should have all scored. Mahrez was awful as well. Awful. Man City fan, I said it last week. I said it for the last 2 seasons that Mendy ain't good enough. At the end of the day, we had early chance and we didn't score. They had a half a chance and scored. Can't argue with that. When Spurs broke, they had 2 men going forward. We had 3 on the 2, and we had the next 3 coming back. So we, at that point, had about 6 against 2, and we couldn't handle it. We couldn't handle it because Ben Mendy was in the clouds, and Ake sent Son the wrong way. He let him come inside. 3 DBs on the trot. Hey, Blue Mooner, I said last week, and I'll repeat it now because we lost again. Out of the last 15 competitive games, Man City have lost 7 out of the last 15. Won 8, lost 7. That's horrendous form. No one talks about it. I said it last season when we were losing games to Brighton, losing games to Leeds, losing games to Chelsea, losing games to Chelsea, losing another game to Chelsea. Yeah, 3 games we lost to Chelsea back in the last season. Game to Leeds, a game to Brighton as well. That's 5. We lost. We lost 5. It's too much. What a start, Ikram. Yeah, terrible. Let's see what people say. Coming and saying Sterling was poor. Sterling was poor. Played 4 times and haven't scored a single goal. Son has scored every game, says Ikram. Hey, you didn't get it when you want to start something on Pep because he was poor as well. I said it last week. He was greedy. Too many players are greedy. Yeah, absolutely, Faris. Son, for all the time Son hasn't done it, Mahrez doesn't do it enough. Let's go through some of your comments. I'm way behind. I'll try and keep up. Mendy, look, mate, come on. It's not much to say about Mendy. Mendy and Ake give a heart attack. Theo, look, we'll talk about the player ratings tomorrow, but who played well? Nobody. We didn't take our chances. Sterling left off where, Sterling was poor. All those opportunities, Tanganga bagged him. Yes, Tanganga should have got a yellow card for all those free, fouls. But Sterling does it again. Sterling is like Edozie. Yeah, when Edozie played against, who did he play against? He played against Leicester last week. He tried a kid's trick. It wasn't even a trick. He tried just knock it past somebody and run. That's what Sterling does. There's no skill. And I really hate that. Only the first 15 minutes we played well. I agree. I didn't expect to win. Daz says, Daz, we've been poor since before the Champions League final. We've been poor. Okay? We've lost 7 out of our last 15 games. We need to pay up and shut up with the striker. It's not just the striker. There's players there who are not giving it. They're not giving it. Mahrez. See, they're strolling around. They're strolling around when we're losing. And the effort's not there. They rely, I said this many times last season and the season before, players rely on quality around them to give them time and space to make them look and play better. And when you haven't got enough quality, which we didn't have really today, when you haven't got enough quality around the park, then those players, some of them, struggle. Look how different it was when KDB came on. How about focusing on left back? You wouldn't get it. I've said it time and time again. Mendy, Theo, I can't answer that. Sterling won't go. Left back situation has been terrible for 2 seasons. I've said it and again and again and again. We don't know how an idiot like Mendy is a City player. Oh, let's not call him an idiot. Ake should have engaged in Sean Son on the outside. Yep, he should never have let him come inside. They're not going to get sold. No one's going to take Mendy off our hands. He's got 1 more season and then he's gone. Mendy makes poor choices in the wrong place too often. Sterling's so ineffective. Yep, totally agree. Adam says, Eric, can I come? No, to be honest, guys, no one's coming on today. I'm not in the mood. I'm still extremely annoyed. No, Mendy alone in the lineup doesn't mean you're going to lose the game. But Mendy next to Ake, I said that's a problem area. Other people not turning up. Mahrez, one of your top players, did not turn up. Sterling, where was he? He was useless. Grealish, okay, I cut him a little bit of slack because he's only just joined. I don't normally do that for kids or anybody because you're in the team. You got to deliver. I don't want to give excuses. But sorry, Sterling's been with City for 6 years. You've got to play better than that. Mahrez has got to play better than that. Cancelo's got to play better than that. Gundogan's got to play better than that. Yeah, you wouldn't get it. I totally agree. A proper left back would have helped Ake out, but there's no way Ake should be letting him cut in on the inside. Sterling, we won't sell. Yeah, I don't know why we're just standing there. I'm going to be miles behind. Let's try and keep up. Mendy and Ake not good enough. Burton Road said it. I said it last week. I said Ake will never be a City player. He's not good enough on the ball. He saw some of his clearances, no composure. We played at walking pace. Yeah, that's disgusting. When City play fast, City play well, we are dangerous. When we play slow, it's too easy. Poor all over the shop, yep. Said if Mendy and Ake, we would suffer. Hi, Alexander. I see nothing from play that we have spent a lot of money on. We're not ready yet. Look, we're not ready, and we accept that, but I expect more. Mahrez missed the City and Son scores a goal out of nothing. Yeah, look, I'm not going to go through it. I will talk a bit more tomorrow about it. But in that first 5 minutes, we had the Grealish foul that was just on the edge of the box. Could he have stayed on his feet? We had the Fernandinho header. Just had to be on target. He didn't. Should have scored. He was in the box. And was it Cancelo? I think Cancelo should have scored later on in the first half. Mahrez knees it wide. We had the chances. We didn't take them, and that's annoying. Look, even with the striker, some of those chances would have fallen to the players they fell to. The Mahrez chance would have fallen to Mahrez, not to Harry Kane. The chance for Cancelo would have fallen to him, not to Harry Kane. So you've got to have these players doing better. Grealish was okay. He got a lot of free kicks, but we need more than that, Andy. We need penalties or stay on your feet. Edison and Sterling starting when they just got back from vacation. Stefan, I don't know if Stefan blocks that goal. I don't think Zach Stefan's good enough. There you go. Simple as that. Grealish did okay. Torres either scored. Look, that's the thing. It's the thing, Dean. Torres should have scored. Torres should have scored that. Scored an equaliser. He didn't open his foot. Blue Mooner, who's going to cash in on Sterling? No one can afford him. You've not been watching and listening for the last few weeks. No one can afford 100 million on Sterling. Ikram, well, we've been shocking for years. Cafe Del Casual, what can you say? Loads of chances. Hi, Chris Welch. Sterling is so bad, I don't know what we're going to do with him. Grealish definitely played well. I think he played all right. I can't knock him. I'm happy with the way he played. And the thing is, Grealish should be like a cherry on the top. He should be making a difference. But with the players around him not playing well enough, it affects how the extra level that we were hoping he'd bring. We only have one team, one formula. That's brilliant. And once we tinker and bring... Look, I said this last season, Aaron. When we play too many of these fringe players, like Ben Mendy, like Nathan Ake, like Cancelo's become, like I'll include Ferran Torres in that. There's 4 fringe players who are not at the level. And when you play too many of them, you can chuck Sterling in because he's been playing gash. When you have too many players who are not playing at a good enough level, you're going to struggle. Chris, you're right. Ake and Mendy, Paul, I said it. Ake will never be a City player. And Mendy, look, he's had 4 years. He played 73 times. Now he's, I think, up to 75 times for City in over 4 years. He's not good enough. You can see that. I said it for 2 seasons. We need a left back. And we won't buy a left back. We'll buy another midfielder. We need to pay up and shut up for a big money striker. Yep, I think that has to happen. That Torres chance was golden. Yep, Kane is a must. I think so. Is Kane still moving after that performance? Well, that probably means that Levy will get his money because we're desperate for somebody. It's not just a striker. It's not just a striker. Look what we ended up doing. Look at Zinchenko crossing the ball from the halfway line. I mean, what's all that about? You've got people like Grealish there. You've got people like KDB. Why don't you pass it to them? Why is Fernandinho shooting from 30 yards? Did Cancelo have a shot from 30, 35 yards? What are we doing? We're too slow passing it around. Yes, Haj, that Torres chance was a golden. Just open your foot and it's a goal. Torres, he did all right. He wasn't rubbish, but it's not on Torres. I'm really get bored with some people, and I'm not going to mess about. Blue Moon doesn't rate Torres. I think he's got something about him. We need to see more from him, though. Yeah, there's some horrible passes. I mean, I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm not going to talk about them now. There's some horrible passes out there. It's like, what are you doing? People thought Mendy was going good after the performance last week. Yeah, look, I said it last week. Mendy's all right going forwards. He's all right. But defensively, he's just a liability. If Stefan isn't class, I respectfully disagree with your disagreement. Stefan isn't composed enough. He will not compete with Edison. He will not compete. I think Stefan will stay a maximum of 2 seasons before leaving. Yeah, crossing the ball from the halfway line. What's the point? It's in the air so long. We've got maybe 2 guys in the box, and Laurie says, thanks very much. Catches the ball, it falls down, half a minute's gone. Oh, I put plenty of blame on Pep Blumino. I always blame Pep when we do. Jack, you can banter, man. I always allow a bit of banter, but it's when people go too far, Jack. I just can't be bothered. Look, I'm here happy to blame Pep. Mendy shouldn't be playing. We should have a proper left back. We should have had one 2 years ago. I've been saying for 2 years we need a proper left back. That's first thing. Second, I said Aki's not good enough, but with a better left back, maybe Aki would have done a bit better. But we were too slow. Pep's chucked Sterling in again. Now, when I was thinking about a team, I thought I'd put Sterling down the middle, and I'd have had Grealish out left. I wouldn't have had Sterling there. Sterling started brightly, but he faded very, very quickly, and he did nothing again. He pocketed by Tanganga, did now. So Pep persisted with that. I personally think when I did a team, I put Gabriel Jesus or Ferran Torres down the middle, Mahrez on the right, and on the left, I'd have had Grealish. As attacking midfielders, I'd have had Bernardo Silva and Gundogan. That would have been mine. That was, hey, I tell you what, Pep can be as good and as clever and as won everything and all that, but he gets it wrong as well. So, doesn't matter how good you are, everybody makes mistakes. I don't want to single him out, but Mendy actually, Ikram, he did. When we beat Liverpool 5-0, he had a good game. He had a very good game. Super Being says Mendy's averaging going forward. He's all right going forward, but he's not brilliant. He had a great one early on when he actually took a player on. Look, actually, in the first 10 minutes, I've written Mendy started well. A good dribble past somebody. He had a good cross. Was it his cross to Fernandinho? And a pass out to Mahrez, all in 5 minutes. He started well. But as I also said, as soon as it's knocked over his head, he's not there. Spamming crosses, Ikram. That's right. It was spaffing crosses. If Pep's under pressure, if we lose the next, no, it won't. We won't lose. We'll win the next two. I said about Aki last season, not good enough. I agree, Blue Moon. I said give him a chance, but as the season went on, I said he's only got a left foot. And I saw after a couple of games, I said Aki's not good enough, and I was massively, bitterly disappointed because I actually thought he was a good addition at the time, but he's just got a left foot. The problem is Yankuto, I'm not sure he's going to get a work permit. I don't know about the work permit situation. But if he's not played for Brazil, I can't see him getting a work permit. And we have to say he's going to play a decent number of games. We won't sell Cancelo. I think it's unlikely because the problem is no one's got money. No one's got money. Thought Gundogan was absolutely terrible. He was terrible at the last week and he was terrible again today. Cancelo frustrating, poor selection. Sterling gets an aggressive defender against him and he doesn't want to know. Absolutely. I think Jack Grealish against Tanganga Tanganga would have been yellow carded. He should have been yellow carded, but I think Jack Grealish up against him would have got him yellow carded. But everybody's allowed opinion, but it's still my channel, MCFC 989. It's still my channel, and that was about some guy bantering me. It wasn't even a City fan. It was I forgot the guy's name. He said, "Will I?" Let's get the guy's name. That's Jack Anderson. Will you ban me? Yeah. So that was my comment, was against that. I got a lot of people on. Hey guys, if you are new, it'd be nice if you could subscribe. Help us to get to 600. Let's try and get 600 subscribers by the end of the month. And hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Renzel, I do, mate. The whole team was bad. No point in pointing people out. My problem is Pep takes too long to... Yeah, look, it takes too long, but I'll go back to glaring error is having Mendy there. And I said it for the last 2 seasons. People kept telling me, oh, no, give him a chance. You know the usual culprits. Give him a chance. I said, he's not fit. He's not going to get fit. He's not going to get any better. He's not got much better over the last 2 seasons. Yeah, Cafe de Calcio, you're right. It's too early, isn't it? We've got Norwich and Arsenal, so we've got to be winning them. Mark says we're not our best team. I think we start slow. Mendy out, Kane in, different story. Yeah, it'd make a big difference. The full team was rubbish. Not the full team, man. I'd say 7 or 8 didn't play very well. It's a crazy situation. What's this? If Sterling can't beat a man, don't see what else he can bring. Well, Franklin, I said that for the last 2 seasons. I said on the decline. He's still okay, but he needs people to be around him and help him. Grealish beat a few men superior bearing. He got drew a few fouls. Stephanie's not on Edison's level. But no. Look, believe me. When I looked at a team to start this game, I put Stefan in there, and I think I put him in as my goalie in the fantasy league. So I thought Stefan would start. Personally, I thought he had to start. I told my lad Jesus is going to start. I saw my lad Paul one day. He could have had Ings, and he picked Jesus. Anyway, I'm not sure Man City fan Burnley beating Liverpool. We keep playing Sterling, and he does now. I said it for months, and actually going on for 2 years. Mendy can't run. I've said he's a lumbering giant. He's all right going forwards, but the thing is, he's all right. Well, let's just put my wire in. All right isn't good enough for City. We need better than all right. We need a lot better than all right. King of says should have beaten Chelsea, Leicester, and Spurs. I bet Spurs will be thinking we could not. Let's not get carried away. Omar Abdul Rahman says there is something I've noticed. Our average shooting ability of the team is poor, and our goalkeeping save rate is poor as well. It was a poor goal to concede. Only 45 points. I've not even looked at mine, Haj. I had 38 points before this game. I don't think I'm getting too many. I had Diaz, so I'll get 2 points from that. I had Mahrez, I'm getting 2 points from him. I don't even want to know. Oh, Ikram, it's embarrassing to lose that game. I don't think Spurs are going to do that much this season. I don't rate Nuno at all. That's my personal opinion. But to lose today was terrible. Mendy on the same side is suicidal. Mendy has no perception of people behind him, and he's defending his wall. Aki should have fouled Son. I don't say about fouling him. He should have pushed him on the outside. Why can't we even score against decent sides? Pep should have played Laporte. Why Aki? I suspect it's because Aki's fitter. You wouldn't get it. Says that's the last game I've seen where Sterling played well was the hat trick against Atalanta. That was a long time ago, mate. After the game, well, I said Sterling played well. Not last season, season before. First 3 or 4 games before the international break, Sterling was on fire. We were talking about Sterling being one of the top 3 players in the world, knocking on the door for that. That's how well he was playing at the time. Off the back of 2 cracking seasons. Yeah, 2 cracking seasons where he scored 29 goals and assists one season in the Premier League, 27 goals and assists, I think, the second season in the Premier League. And then he dropped off. Next season, he got 20 goals, which is what everybody talks about, and only 1 assist. To me, that means he's not creating for the team. 20 goals and 1 assist. Last season, he's on about 16. So his numbers are dropping off. Hi, Harry. Tough watch that. Mendy always smiling after losing balls and can't track back. He's not serious. Ikram misses Prime Aguero. I mean, don't we all? Faris, we don't play him on the right wing anymore. I said I would have liked Bernardo to start this game. I would have liked him to start as attacking midfielder. One of the reasons is he's had more minutes in pre-season than Sterling, for example. So why couldn't Bernardo? I say Bernardo starts as an attacking midfielder, Grealish up on the left instead of Sterling. You can put Sterling down the middle if you want, or just leave him on the bench. Pep starts Sterling, who came up from vacation at the same time as Stones and Walker, who didn't start. So how on earth did Sterling start? Yeah, look, if I was picking anybody, I said I'd have liked Walker and Stones to start. That would have made such a massive difference if Walker and Stones were there. Faris says bench Mendy, Cancelo, Ake, and the whole front 3. Well, if benching, well, there's no one left. Nicholas, guys, context is important. We were 90-47, just saying we have. Look, we've been here. We've got 37 games to go, but I don't want to start poorly. And as I said, City have now lost 7 out of their last 15 competitive games. Sterling is predictable. What Sterling is doing, you're right, no craft. What he doesn't do, he doesn't use any skill to beat the men. He just uses his pace, knocks it past them and runs. That's not good enough. Gundogan needs a rest. He hasn't played. How can he need a rest? Mendy out, Nuno Mendes in, Aki out, Sterling out. Edozie and Jesus out Kane in. Well, we'll see. Mendy was gone 2 years ago. I wouldn't mind giving Sterling another go. He hasn't had a preseason like Mahrez. Mahrez was massively disappointing in the last 2 games. If truth be told, look. Mahrez got 3 goals and 2 assists against who? Barnsley. Yeah, Blackpool, Preston. Against 2 decent teams, Leicester, Spurs. Where was Mahrez? Where was he? Missing in action. First time in 11 years, I think we've lost our opening game. My point is that Stones and Walker weren't ready to play yet. Howard still in. I totally agree he wouldn't get it. I totally agree, which is why I'll say it again. I'd have had Bernardo as an attacking midfielder and Grealish out on the wing if you wanted to start Grealish. Sterling running to walls, no source, no skill, absolutely. John Pepper's now lost 4 competitive away games in a row. John, we've lost 7 out of our last 15 games. I like the optimism from Burton Road Forever. Only 3 points off the top. Guys, if you are new to the channel, it would be fantastic if a few of you could subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Gonna get ready to wind down, guys. I'm going to go for a walk and get some of this crap display out of my system. Faris's next game, Edison, Walker, Diaz, Stones. I don't even think about Laporte, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, KDB, Gundogan, Grealish, Jesus, Bernardo. Decent team. You know that's not going to happen. I'm getting really tired of Pep selections. The players are getting fed up as well. Only 3 points, man. Only 3 points. You can play him on the wing or as an attacking midfielder. If you're going to leave, why don't you just drop Gundogan? He's another one who's had 2 poor games against Leicester and against the game today against Spurs. So he's another one who's had, in the games that matter, he's been poor. It's obviously massively disappointing. We shouldn't be as bad as we have been. It's tough to take. It really is tough to take this defeat against Spurs because obviously there's going to be a bit of banter going around and we're going to get it in the neck. And I wouldn't have minded if we played well and they'd got lucky. But they deserved it. We deserved nothing from that game. We had the chances, we didn't score. So we didn't put enough in. Spurs were throwing themselves around a little bit more than we were. I'm not sure who's fitter. That's why Laporte could be prepared than Stones. King of Assists. We ended at times we had a 3-4-3. But Faris, I go with Stones next week. We've got to put our best team out. We've got to. Otherwise, we cannot afford to drop points against Norwich at home. We've got to go out and beat Norwich. And then we've got to go out and beat Arsenal. We've got to beat them convincingly, to scare teams again. Winning 3 titles in 5 years, in 4 years, can bring the complacency and players are not as hungry as before. Pep doesn't seem to realise that. We need somebody, I always say this, you need somebody in a position that will take you to the next level. Is Grealish that man? He might be. Messi was that man, but obviously that didn't happen. A new left back who is better than Mendy and Zinchenko would take the team. It would take the team to a new level. And I think that's crucial. We need that left back. It's huge. Look, I said for the last week, if we get a draw and 2 wins in our first 3 games, I'll take that. I'd be very happy if we draw with Spurs and win our next 2 games. Very happy. But losing, massively disappointed. Massively. And it's the way we lost. Tempo changed dramatically when KDB came on. Starting down on the starters, I agree. Burton Road Forever. Do I think Tottenham have an upper hand in the negotiations? Yes, I do. Because it showed City were toothless. And if they're arguing over 5 or 10 million, it feels like City will pay that extra 5 or 10 million. Yeah, beyond Ultra Gaming, I said this yesterday, on the Bolt from Blue podcast. The problem is now, I think Chelsea are better than last season. Definitely. I think Man United are better than last season. I think Liverpool are better than last season. I think Leicester are better than last season. And I don't think teams are going to drop away as easily and give us that free run. I don't see it happening. So we need to make sure that we are up there. We can't come from behind. I told the story to my son, and it's something I say regularly. You can't decide to make it up right at the death. I talk about running with my lad, and I still go running myself. If you start too slowly, you can never make it up at the end. You say, "Oh no, I'll make it up over the rest." It's hard. You have to then go at speeds that you can't consistently go at. Yeah, and so you got to make sure you're consistently at a good level. The first, I was running 5 kilometers. And I used to do this quite regularly, 4 or 5 kilometers. And if I ran the first kilometer too slow, I could never get to the average pace over the 4 or 5 kilometers that I wanted. I could never make it up because I had to go so much faster for the other 3 or 4 kilometers. If you start the first one at a decent level, then it's easier to maintain that decent level and go a little bit faster and get your overall result. And it's the same with this football. If we start too slowly, you'll never catch it back up. Oh no, Eddie, it's the performance as well. I've said the performance was gash, man. Performance was horrible. If we'd got a result today, okay, then it would have camouflaged or disguised the problems that we have with too many second stringers. Sterling off the mark again, absolutely. Nuno Mendes, king of assists. I'm not arguing. Chelsea United and Liverpool look prepared, but it's only one game. Faris agreed. Jack, if only you had Andy. If only Liverpool had him. If only Liverpool had him. I've said it many times. The best left backs in the league are people like Robertson, people like Shaw. They would make a massive difference to City in attacking, and they're better defenders than Mendy and Zinchenko. We aren't any better. We might end up being a slightly better. We might be slightly better with Jack Grealish, but we've not made that leap this summer. If we get Kane, yes, I think we're better. But I said I wanted a left back, I wanted a midfielder, I wanted a striker. Look, I agree, Ferris, it's only 3 points. And look, we've got everybody to... Look, bottom line is if we win all our remaining games, we win the league. Laporte's not going to play in... Portugal, not happening. When City won the league with Mancini, the following season, City didn't get any better, and United got bumpers. Yeah, look, that's it. It could easily happen. We need a striker to bring it together. Wonder what does that idiot think about Cancelo being the best fullback in the league? Idiots. Look, there's too many of them. There's too many. And the problem is, if you say something on social media, you get 100 people, having a go at you because they listen to that. They listen to the guy that, City chief who give David Silva a 0 after the Spurs game in the Champions League. David Silva a 0. Then you give 3 players low marks, but I think it was David Silva a 0. And I blocked him. I said, and he did other stuff against David Silva. He had a vendetta against David Silva, and he's got over 100k followers on Twitter. So. That's the way it is. 100,000 idiots, in my opinion, because he's disrespecting one of our best players. It was a load of rubbish. And there's others like that. This Princess Silva or Priceless Silva. There's a guy called who reps Bernardo. I forgot his name. Ryan. Idiots. And that's my considered opinion. It's not an opinion. It's fact, as Rafa would say. Do you think the pace at which we play? We were walking, man. When we play quickly and 1 touch, 2 touch football at pace, yes, we can destroy teams. But we didn't. Eddie says, remember, winning can become a habit and unfortunately so conclusive. I said this before the game against Leicester. I said when we were losing against Chelsea last season, we're losing too many games. We've lost 7 out of the last 15. We can't afford to lose the intensity and industry of Bernardo. Nicholas, that's what I said. That's why I like Bernardo playing there. That's why I wanted him to play there today. Well, that's it. How can you give a 0 to David Silva? So I think someone got a 3, someone got a 4. David Silva got a 0. If I'm going to spend £100 million, look, I think in a better City team, Grealish would have played better. So would Sterling, so would this guy, so would that guy. There's no intensity, Jack. we didn't score in the first 15 minutes and the intensity dropped off. Yeah, look, Ikram, when you see sometimes what players do against City, you think, well, we could do with them. But no, they're not good enough. And we weren't good enough today. Cleach and Kolarov would make our current left-back select championship. Look, Cleach and Kolarov weren't good enough. We need someone better. City extra, I don't agree with that. They don't like me. They don't like me. They're blocked. I blocked a lot of the aggregators because, to be honest, and other good, I won't mention names, but really good. Some ex-journalists have said they just regurgitate stuff, and it's great if you're into that. I'm not into all that guff, and it doesn't matter how likely something is or how honest or how dishonest. They just chuck it out there. I'm not for that. May as well loan Kolarov. Sterling so bad, Jaden. Can't argue, mate. Can't argue. How is Mendy a football player? Can't argue again. Well, I won't laugh. Spurs will beat a few teams this season, but I take it on the chin. I'll put Jaden up there. I'll take it on the chin, Jaden. And these days, I'm getting back to one chin, so you can't say which chin. It happened at the start of last season. We looked good at the start, then slow down. It's due to fitness. We will get better. I totally agree with that. I totally agree, Faris. King of assists, the thing is, Edozie actually is no different to Sterling. He just knocks it past and runs. Edozie isn't ready to be thrown into big PLM games, that alone. Look, Ikram, but Sterling's not doing it. And I've said this before, if you let somebody keep playing, and not have the fear of getting dropped, then their standard can fall. You've got to have that fear, that worry that you will get dropped. Or you wouldn't get it. They nominated me, but who won? Who? I put that up there. Who won? City Extra won. They won last season. I remember they did it last season. They won. That's a good point, Ikram. See, I actually said you could start with Gabriel Jesus up the middle and Grealish on the left and Mahrez on the right, but I knew Torres would start. There's a lot I don't, James. There's a lot of opinions I don't value. Yeah, a lot of Liverpool fans, I don't value their opinion when they keep pushing the line that it's a video that I was going to make, but I don't have enough time about thick football fans. Pushing the line that Liverpool lost the title last season because of their injuries at the back. No, they went through 7 games where they scored at home on the banks where they scored 1 goal and got 1 point. That's where they lost. You're losing at home to Burnley. You're losing at home to Fulham and to Brighton. I mean, let's be honest. Those are 9 points you should be getting. You should be getting those 9 points. That's where they lost it. Delap's not going to get a look in. Oh no, Faris, they won everything. Then Jesus wasn't bad. I think Jesus put a much better ball into, was it Jack Grealish, when Jack Grealish had a weak shot with his left foot than Sterling did all game. And he did it within 5 minutes. Rough start, says Dre. Totally agree, mate. We need to finish the season better. Haaland, Mbappe, Pedri, Fati have debunked the idea of young players not being able to make an impact. It's right. You're right. It's not about age. It's about how good you are. Well, that's this year. Then you wouldn't get it. Last season, they won it. They won it themselves. I saw that the last season. I didn't bother with this season. I looked at last season's because they nominated me, and I think they tagged me in. So I'm not going to see it this season because I blocked them. I love that, Paris. I love that. I got to stick that up there. On a lighter note, at least Diaz hard high fives are still there. He made some mistakes today. You wouldn't get it to esteemed compliment that award, I believe, but they said really nice things about you. Well, cheers. You wouldn't get it, and maybe I will have to. I can't unblock them because I just get my timeline deluged with stuff. I've had to block certain people because they just put too many tweets out. Getting Kane is the best route for Delap. If we get Haaland, get Delap and they take over. Diaz and Grealish were the 2 best players for me. Yeah, Diaz made mistakes. Grealish. Nobody, for me, stood out in that game for City. Nobody until KDB came on. KDB, I think, did well. And I think Gabby J did well. Gabby J is better. He's not for me going to be that striker that's going to do the business, but he's a good player to have out on the left. If we don't get Kane, then it's Delat. No chance. They won't let it happen. Hi, Abu Khalid. I'm about to go. But hi to Abu Khalid Ali. If we don't really rusty, but hardly any preseason. JRX, same as last season. Okay, it was, it's going to be a same tough start. James, it's not happening. He's signed a new contract. The thing is, I did that video within the last week, and I said one good thing for City is there are only 3 games before the international break. Normally there's 4, but there's only 3 games. I think I think there's normally 4. But it was a couple of seasons ago. There was only 3 games before the international break, and I think that's great for City because it allows people to get fit. I think Foden will be back after the international break. KDB hopefully will be fit, fully fit. All our players will be fully fit, up to speed. The ones who need a rest will have had a rest. The ones who need to recover will have recovered. If we're getting Kane, look, Ikram, if we had Kane today and he has that chance against that Torres has, I think he scores. If we had Kane there, if he got 2 or 3 of those chances, I think we'd have scored a couple of goals. A king of assists, yeah, we should have scored a couple of goals in the first 10, 15 minutes. Deja vu time again for Pep. KDB did more than what Torres and Mahrez did combined in 5 minutes. Specifically, Ikram Edozie should have started because the player that played over him wasn't even fit and only had gotten back after vacation. Personally, I said it, I'd have had Bernardo as an attacking midfielder with Gundogan. I'd have had Grealish up on the left, Mahrez on the right, and Ferran or Jesus or Sterling down the middle. Jesus will be miles better with a partner. Just can't see Pep going 3-5-2, but that would also get Laporte in the side. 3-5-2 is a good combination when you got Laporte, Diaz, and Stones. That's nice. That's nice. But then how do you do your midfield? It's going to be a 3-4-3. It's not going to be 3-5-2. It'll be more of a 3-4-3. You want 3 up front. You want 4 in midfield. I don't know how you squeeze all that. But then you have to play with 2 wing backs. And I'm not too comfortable having 2 wing backs. In effect, 5 defenders. I don't like that. Abu Khalid Ali says, in my opinion, even if Kim was there, still City would lose this way of playing Fernandinho alone, defending the centre, no help. I don't think he needed it, but we weren't decisive enough. We weren't creative enough either. Oh, Aaron, if we don't beat Norwich, we're in trouble. Right, guys, that's 40 odd minutes. That's enough for you guys. I'll be back. I've got 3 things on tomorrow. I'll let you know. We'll have I'm going to do a stream with a guy who was at the game, Charlie. Charlie was at the game, so I'll do a stream on his channel. That's at 5 p.m. tomorrow. I'll do play ratings at 8 or 9 o'clock tomorrow evening, and then we're recording another Bolt from the Blue podcast in the evening, so that might get a little bit fruity. Abu Khalid says, I thought Bernardo could play better in centre, right? Torres was not effective, so much less. Yeah, I said it 10 times, I'd have had Bernardo playing there. I don't want double pivot, Abhishek. Where are the Norwich and Arsenal game being played at home, at City, in Manchester, so we've got to be winning them. Sterling and Gundogan know Pep's deepest secrets. Hey, give us a like, guys, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Oh, player ratings, they will not be good. Player ratings there'll be some poor numbers out there, and deservedly so. Guys, look after yourself. Sorry, the first game of the season. It's not all over. Just like Man United fans are saying after the first game of the season they're going to win the league. I don't think they're right. My personal opinion, I don't think they're right. Guys, look after yourselves. Have as good an evening as you can. And I'll see you around, Blues.